Jackson Radio Show.
What else is going on? Today, President Trump tweeted that our criminal justice system is a joke. Yeah. He then tweeted, how is my entire family not in prison? Come on. What are we doing here? Yeah, that's good.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson. It's Kevin Jackson Show. Not even funny. Conan, without a laugh now, audience. That's not even, nobody's going to laugh. It's not even funny. President Trump, what's his family going to go to jail for? Being successful? Don't be surprised. Folks, there are people they want to put in jail because they're successful. Look at what they're doing to Roy Moore. I'm just telling you, folks, we are being ruled by madmen. We live in a time of madmen. It is our responsibility to confront these leftists everywhere they are. I do it. I recommend it. Don't be afraid of it. Get yourself. You don't have to be that deep. People, Kevin, you got all the stats and stuff. No. Just be loud in your argument like they are. Be just as loud. And when you're done, if you feel like you lost, call them a racist. Why not? That's what they do. Since when do citizens sacrifice our sovereignty to madmen? When do we start thinking this is a good strategy for us? We've allowed these people to make being American an entitlement. We've allowed them to make a whole subgroup of people believe that poverty is good. And if you go out and strive for something significant, then, you're the one that's a bad guy and they're the good guys. They're the ones that want to stay at home. To be American, folks, is either the luck of God allowing your DNA to be assembled on this soil, or citizenship in the greatest country in the world is earned. That's the way you get it. And the citizens determine how you get here, not bureaucrats. Diversity, folks. That's what they call this great experiment of America. We need to be more diverse. No, we don't. We don't need another ounce of diversity. In fact, we should be less diverse. I'd like to get rid of black teen thugs. I'd like to get rid of Muslim terrorists. And I'd like to get rid of most leftists I know. Which, by the way, those two fall under that other category as well. I'd like to get rid of those groups because then we would have practical utopia. These guys preach diversity, yet they teach racism. That's what the left teaches, racism. They want you to believe that people like you who don't give a crap, all you care about is character. They say you're racist. Let me tell you why. Because the majority of young black men in this country now, these teenage blacks, they have no character. And you have disdain for them because they are not men of character. Now they say, well, they could be taught character. Well, so could anybody. They don't have it, so I don't like them. Oh, that's racist. No, it's not. That's me sticking to principle. I'm going to tell you right now, as a black man, I don't like those little thugs. I don't like the way they make me look, and I don't like what they do to the people in this country. I'm not racist. I wouldn't raise my children to be that way. My sons are not like them. Oh, Kevin, you're better than them. You're dang right I am. I am better because I know what it's like to be a person of character. Does it mean I live up to it 24/7? The answer is no. I'm a failed, flawed Christian. Am I proud of that? No. But I'm just like you. So I don't put myself in some lower class of it. You're a failed, flawed Christian. Just get over yourselves. But I'll tell you this, you're a person who tries to be a person of character. And it's built on some Judeo-Christian value that the left doesn't want you to have. They want to demonize you for that because you want to hold people to a standard. They teach racism. They teach hatred of God. They teach hatred of this country. All things that we stand for in America. That's what they teach. That's what they want to teach. That's what they want your children to learn is hatred. A guy by the name of Yankonoff, Ikao Yankonoff, wrote an op-ed piece in the New York Times, and he says this: my oldest son, wrestling with a 4-year-old's happy struggles. is trying to clarify how many people can be his best friend. My best friends are you and mama and my brother. But even a child's joy is not immune to this ominous political period, he writes. This summer's images of violence in Charlottesville, Virginia, prompted an array of questions. Some people hate others because they are different, I offer, lamely. A childish but distinct panic enters his voice. But I'm not different. And he writes this. It's impossible to convey the mixture of heartbreak and fear I feel for him. Now here it comes, folks. Donald Trump's election has made it clear that I will teach my boys the lesson generations old, one that I, for the most part, nearly escaped. I will teach them to be cautious. I will teach them to be suspicious. I will teach them distrust. Much sooner than I thought I would. I will have to discuss with my boys whether they can truly be friends with white people. When I tell you these morons teach, they teach hatred. They teach racism. I'm not kidding you. Why should this kid not trust white folks? Are they the ones committing the crimes in America? The answer is no. He says this. Meaningful friendship is not just a feeling. It's not simply being able to share a beer. Real friendship is impossible without the ability to trust others, without knowing that your well-being is important to them. So I'll give you a perfect example in my life. I had a situation, and a friend of mine, black dude, we lived together, we were friends. We did a lot of stuff together. Knew a lot about each other. Very deep personal stuff. And we both were doing really well when we met. Well, I switched careers, started doing this, and ran through money faster than I ever would have imagined. And I needed, not serious money, but decent amount of money. Not the kind of money you just go to, anybody and get. 10 grand. I'll just tell you what I was looking for. I was looking for 10 grand. So I called my buddy up, knowing that he has it, because had he called me at a time in my life, I would have had it and would have gladly given it to him. And he gives me 50 reasons. He starts asking me a bunch of questions. What about this? Can you pay it back? And I'm going, look, man, no offense. You know me. I'm good for it. I'm struggling right now. I need the money, but, whatever. So he, at one point, got to the point where I felt like I was having to beg him for it, right? So I finally said, look, dude, here's the deal. You know I need it. And now you're putting me through this. If this were opposite, this wouldn't be happening. You'd have that money in your bank account. But that's okay. And I blew it off. And I needed it badly. One of my friends, no lie, I hadn't talked to this gentleman in 20 years. We knew each other in high school. We got reconnected on Facebook. He finds me, says, call me up. I called him. So overjoyed to hear from him. And he says to me, Kev, you mean so much to me, man. I can't believe I found you, blah, blah, blah. He says, I'm doing really well. He tells me about his life. And he says, if there's anything you need, you let me know. And I said, you know what? Maybe this is God telling me to talk to you about this. Because I'm not the type of person that, even says that. I'll figure out a way out without involving other people. But I said to him, I said, you know what, Brad? I need $10,000. And he says, done. When do you need it? It was that simple. Now, first guy, black guy. Brad hadn't talked to him in 20 years. Other guy had probably talked to him within a year. Had talked to him, through Facebook and a bunch of other stuff, literally once a week. Lived with him. We were buddies, blah, blah, blah. No money. Talked to a friend, white guy I hadn't seen in 20 years. The first thing out of his mouth is done. And this guy wants to know if his boy, whatever this dude writing this piece wants to know if his boy can be friends with white people. This is crazy. See, what Brad wasn't looking at me as black. Brad is looking at a kid he grew up with who, in a tumultuous year in his life, when we were buddies, when we got to know each other, he saw salvation in me that extended beyond that. And that's our friendship. And there was no amount of time that was going to take that away. And he also knew I'm good for it. This guy goes on. He says, history has provided little reason for people of color to trust white people in this way. And these recent months have put the starkest relief, the contempt in which the country measures the value of racial minorities. What a moron. When I told you guys, I'm sick of these leftists setting the narrative, these false narratives about you and many of my friends, I couldn't overstate that in any way, shape, or form.
Kevin Jackson on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.